Good afternoon. So it's always an interesting task to speak just after lunch. Let me try and introduce what we do in EI Labs. EI stands for Experience Innovation. We try to continuously strive to disrupt competition through our innovations. We are based out of Bangalore. And we have been in this business of connecting things for over 10 years now. These days we call it the IoT. A few years ago it was telematics. A few years ago it was M2M. But effectively these are all growing adoptions of communicating pervasive nodes and delivering content and alert data across whatever infrastructure is available to the end consumer. So we work in that generic space. Our vision is to touch every life through innovations by connecting things. We have connected tractors to the farmers, to the service centers. We've connected electric cars. We've connected school buses. We've connected school children with their parents, grandparents who go pick up the grandchildren, etc. Fundamentally, it is a business of connecting stuff, which is essentially what happens in any supply chain as well. Briefly, our key strengths is we've sort of grown a supply chain around us to deal with medium and small segment businesses, to deliver to medium and small segment businesses. We are not as big as Trimble, but we fiercely compete with Trimble. On the automotive connected things part, we are proud to have connected India's first and only connected car, the E2O, the Mahindra E2O. If you look at that as a case study, it has delivered in a quantified manner the benefits of proactive customer care. It has dealt with driver anxiety management because an electric car has a certain amount of drive range. So the ability to be able to pull out reserve power is also delivered by our component. And if you look at this, the connected theme is the single biggest marketing point behind this particular product in the market. On the farm equipment, we were pleasantly surprised. There is a reasonably big demand from the farmers because the tractors, once they leave the purchase point of sale, they hardly come back to the service center, and many of them don't know the kind of problems that the tractor is developing. So the solution lies in the farmer getting an SMS in his native language, which pinpointedly tells him, this is the problem developing in your machine, please take it to the service center, otherwise this will not be usable after a week or so. Yeah. Okay, no issue. Thanks. So it's fundamentally about delivering alerts when certain things, certain exceptions, certain thresholds are crossed, and to be able to deliver them reliably. I want to underscore that point. Someone here asked that question in the previous panel discussion about the building blocks. You know, the building blocks are very, very important. If you are making an instrumented network of supply chain components, then those components need to be reliable. The building blocks need to be reliable, repeatable, and they should sustain the life cycle of that particular thing. A supply chain is not like in logistics is not like that of a cell phone where you buy a cell phone, you throw it in 3 years. I buy a vehicle, the vehicle is on the road for at least 10 years. And this topic of IoT, which we are talking today, was not there 3 years ago. 4G has come today. So the technology in telecom and IT is developing at a pace which is very, very different from that of the automobile or of the overall manufacturing processes of which supply chain is part. So the ability to converge, manage and sustain over various, various durations of the individual component life cycle is very, very important to be able to provide an IoT based smart supply chain. We are also in the aftermarket. We have done a lot of work in the public transportation, including many of the buses in DTC which are fitted with the LED boards. The announcement systems which says the next bus stop is here are all designed, built by us. They're all using GPS inside. We do a lot of work with BMTC in Bangalore. We have done a lot of work with public distribution systems in Tamil Nadu, in rural side, for over 5 years in a build, own, operate model. Even though we are a small company, we've taken the risk because we found it as a real social problem that we want to be part of, to solve in the supply chain part. And we have our own remote fleet management system solution. There are several cab operators using it. There are several companies using it. There are city corporations using it. We have done a lot of work in solid waste management part as well with regard to these things. A full-blown solution is also available as a connected car platform with APIs, so you can link up if there are other software that needs to use this and consume this data. That's also available. We have our own devices. That is one thing that we have always held from the beginning. We build our own devices. These devices are all designed, made in India, and we believe we will be able to compete head to head with any German engineered product in this segment. Then there are a bunch of mobile apps. The reason why I'm putting all these things across is when we want to deliver a solution in this space of a smarter supply chain, it is an interdisciplinary problem. You can't say I made a tag so I'm giving something. You need a tag. The tag needs to communicate to a gateway, so you need to know how to operate with the gateway. You should have reasonable mastery over the protocols. Then you need to use IP to deliver it, take it over the cloud. Then you should understand database so that you don't flood the database with unwanted information. Then you should know how to trigger from the database exceptions. Then you need to know how to deliver it to the customer. Earlier it was web applications, now it is mobile apps. Tomorrow it could be something else. So if you want to give a solution which is going to last next 15 years, you need to build the solution ground up. There is no other solution. We have smart campus solutions for the school, all those things which is related to safety of a child. Once the child leaves the home and goes to the school and comes back, we are into all of those things. We are also doing a lot of gate control solutions, which is both GPS, RFID, boom barrier, camera, all put together in one solution. There are a lot of trust issues about movement of goods in any scenario. Solid waste management is one such big case. You have these city corporation vehicles collecting garbage. We were told about Barcelona. We have done a similar project in Chennai, where we have not used tags, but we have used geofences across every bin. That means over a GIS, geographical information layer, over 6,300 garbage bins of Chennai have been geomarked on a map. And using that in real time, we have taken and we have shown which vehicle has gone and picked up garbage from which bin on a day. And then we have tracked it all the way to a dump yard and shown which vehicle brought in how much. And there we have further innovated because these guys go in, don't dump the entire garbage, come out, again go back, say they have done a second trip and put the remaining one. So the number of trips, diesel consumed, everything gets multiplied. So in order to take care of those arbitrage solutions, there have been some innovations in that as well, purely on the software side. So when you start to build a solution, when you go into a domain in detail, every supply chain from a domain specific point of view is going to be different. We should invest sufficient time and money in that to understand the end customer's problem and give a right solution. We can't cut paste a solution from one domain into the other straight away. We are also building a number of tags nowadays. You have the standard LF, HF tags, but we've also we've got some small tags there on the display there at the desk behind. If you see those tags, they're extremely small, and on a small coin battery, they can run more than a year. That's coupled with the ability to eliminate proprietary RF readers and use a smartphone as a normal RFID reader, opens up a lot of solutions in the supply chain area. What I'm saying is that you don't need to go and outfit a gate with a proprietary UHF reader. If there is an active tag reader connected to the container and you have deployed a person with a certain smartphone, that app can detect, and from there you could generate many things. So you could do ad hoc deployments of the readers. You can have a very agile solution there. And you can really scale it up. The cost is not going to multiply when you start to, say that I have 65 sites now. Am I going to spend 1.5 lakhs per reader? No. So there is a whole new little thing coming up in the BLE domain, which you should watch out for, which is going to revolutionize the way certain components of the supply chain is going to be revolutionized. Somebody, I think Girish, spoke about ROI, return on investment. Assuming that the return is fixed, only if your investment drops, you are going to get ROI. That is what this is going to do, because it is going to drop the cost of deployment for the readers by 1/10. And the cost of the tags, active tags that we are talking about, is going to drop by at least 1/5 very soon. We are also into a number of defense-related designs. What I've shown you here is a Linux computer size of a gem clip on one side. This is something we did 6 years ago, and we're still in production with this. What I want to tell the audience is that, like me, like us, there are many small companies, small within quotes, in India, which are developing a lot of technology. I seriously request you people to, please look around and engage with them. And if you make them a part of your solution, we are likely to see a more engaged, more robust, more scalable, and more cost-effective deployment of technology in this space. It need not always be imported big-name technology. So we basically believe that technology, process, and capability maturity will finally give us a quality product out there, because we need to sustain in the supply chain market for over 10 years with a single product. At least there should be replacement, multiple generations. Our GPS trackers are now in the 3rd generation. We have been making GPS trackers for 10 years. We know what it takes to make it work, but technology is continuously changing. We have to keep on fighting obsolescence so that our customer is still with us. So telematics or IoT is an interdisciplinary industry. It's got embedded technologies, it's got location-based technologies, it's got cloud-based technologies, and you can name so many more, plus the requirement and knowledge of the domain to which you are trying to build the solution. So it's a very tough subject, and it requires people to spend time on it to come out with a good solution. There is no fast bucks to be made here. We follow ISO 9001 2008 TUV certified process for all aspects of our work, and we follow 100% inspection on each delivered component, and we open up. We are very traceable to our customers. We can, any serial number, you can trace it down to the component where we sourced it from, to assure and ensure my customer of the quality that's being delivered to them. What I want to say is that IoT today looks a little new. It's not really new. We are in this business of connecting things for 10 years. What is changing is the affordability of that solution, because of which the pervasiveness of this technology is going to increase. Because it is going to become pervasive, there is going to be a lot of data being gathered, and data analytics and other things will get affected by that, and large enterprises can start to benefit from it. But otherwise, IoT is a 10-year-old stuff, and it is already happening. So you don't need to say that it's a new thing, will it work, will it not work? It has been working. Okay, I'm just giving some information about our products, how we look at it's a global product, although we are targeting the Indian market. Somebody told me here that, we can't look at an Indian solution anymore. It has to be a global solution. So products from our stable are always global in nature. It will work anywhere in the this thing. We have a good ecosystem. We don't own a factory, but we have a good ecosystem. We have long-term tie-ups. We have good access to technology and machinery to produce anything in this country at a very competitive price. We are to be, apple to apple. If you compare, a Chinese product is not cheaper than my product. We have to fight the Chinese at price points, but we have to be delivering German quality. That's our motto. So everything is available in the country. It requires a certain amount of maturity on both sides. We should not oversell our technology. We should not oversell the capability. If you set the expectations right, and if the customer is willing to engage long term, Indian solutions in IoT space can be delivered, and we are proud that we have been doing it so far. Thank you.